What's up, guys? Welcome back to part three. Let's just get to it real quick. I put up a sticker, question sticker on Instagram, and I got 5 pretty good questions. And let's just roll with it right now. First question. Well, before I even start with the questions, I just want to let you guys know that I am not a Muay professional or an expert at catching Muay. I've been doing it for so long that I figure why not try and help and inspire our followers and new anglers that want to come out there and hunt for Muay. So what we're trying to do right now is basically give you guys some advice. So if you guys are using Companion lures, we can give you guys a little head start. I want you guys to follow what I went through, because that was like the best 2 months of my life. Even though I didn't catch anything for 2 months, the drive and the knowledge that I learned was irreplaceable. So anyway, let's go into the first question. What type of retrieve do I use to catch a Muay? That's a good question. Now you guys got to factor in a lot of things as far as how heavy your lead is, if you guys are doing it on sand, if you're doing it in rocks. What I like to say is I like to follow a route. If it's like a plan, basically, if I see a channel, I'll try to aim for it. If the wave's blowing this way, then you're gonna have to play your slack. But bottom line is, you want it as slow as possible, or as slow as the reef allows you to reel it in. You will get stuck. Muay fishing, you will always get stuck. So there's no easy way around it, you know what I mean? The slower the better, because you want it to be presented on the bottom. Basically bottom feeders, and they'll grab stuff from on the bottom. And I've hooked a lot of Muays where the hook was like right under their gill, right in their feelers. So it was just right where it was slow enough to where they could go right over and bang, little twitch, and you got them. So hopefully I answered that question correct. Now, number 2, how do I catch multiple Muays? Because this customer goes to a spot and usually just catches one, and then that's it. That's a good question. Now, as far as catching multiples, I've caught where I hit 10 at one spot. I've caught where I hit 15 at one spot. I've even got like 1 at one spot. Then I'm like thinking, what the heck is going on? Through the experience of fishing for Muay, I noticed that the biggest one that you pull, if that's your first one, the school might move. Just because they have, from what I was talking to a bunch of old timers, and majority of the time the school follows the main one, which is the biggest female. So technically, if you pull that female out, or the biggest of the school, they're gonna be lost and they're gonna move. So that was one thing I found out. Now, if you're pulling up, all the mid-sized one could be 12, 13 inches. And then the big one, which is the 15, 16 to 18 inches, is staying at one spot, then school won't move. But if you hit that 18-incher, school will move. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I always have in the back of my mind. But if you hit a 14 and it drops back in, school might move. So you always gotta land it as fast as you can. Don't let it drop in. If it drops in, you probably won't get another bite for like another hour or so. So number 3, how long do I try a spot before I actually move on? So that's a good question. Majority of the time, if you hit a Muay spot and they're there, they'll hit first cast. If they're not there, you could probably be there for like 15, 20 minutes. Keep trying, slowing your retrieve, changing up your baits and whatnot. Trying that little area in that vicinity. Technically, me, if I was there and they didn't hit, I'd probably be gone in like 30 minutes. And try something new, then I'll probably move to another spot. But I have spots where I'll play for 10, 15 minutes, and if they hit right away, they're gonna be there. Sometimes I'll hit one in the morning, and then an hour later the school come back. So I'll just kind of hang out and whatnot, but the majority of the time I'll just be fishing for like half an hour. and then I'll move to another spot. Number 4, resin balls. Do they work better to prevent snags instead of lead? Good question. Resin balls I've caught. You guys probably know Dwayne Fukumoto. I went moi fishing with him one time, and I remember I was trying to test out Bill's hammer bombs. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go try and put some moi on it, and I used it, and I caught some mois, a lot of mois. So what I, as far as the only thing I noticed, the buoyancy. It was harder for me to guide the lure where I wanted it to go, the path that I wanted it to go, because the waves are moving so much. But I mean, it will work, but I honestly recommend lead better than resin balls or casting balls, because just the sheer fact of it being a little bit, being more buoyant, obviously, and you can't get it to the right spot where you want it to go. But it really depends, man. Like, I prefer lead, but certain spots, you never know, you just might want it to just drift, then you could use the resin ball. Number 5, last question is it true that you spook the school if you release an undersized moi? And I think I touched up on this one on number 3, but it's true. I mean, ask any old timer to catch a moi. If you catch an undersized one, your first moi is an undersized one, and you don't know what to do, I mean, I would suggest grabbing if you're playing on the sand, grab a bucket, put them in the water, put them in the bucket, sorry, and just let them stay in there, because you release that, the school is definitely gonna move. I fished with one dude one time where he caught a baby one, came in. The first thing I said was, don't release him. He released it. Mois never came back, and that was the first cast. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I wanted to say was, I hope that I answered any of these questions, and I hope to inspire you guys to go out and fish. Use companion lures. And like I said, this is for beginners, guys that's wanting to learn how to catch moi. For all you experts, for all the guys that's experienced, drop some knowledge too. Let them know on the comments, and let's go help them all out. We all want to catch fish and eat fresh moi. So hope I'm guiding you guys in the right path, and continue to keep going out there and slamming fish if you guys can. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You guys can tell I'm obviously rushing because I got to get more orders out, but I wanted to squeeze this in just for you guys, and I appreciate you guys commenting, so that way we can keep this, the views rolling. So anyway, mahalo so much. I'm blabbering. Take it easy. Visit Companion Lures.